guys, welcome to our special Mandalorian episode that we have here for you. It's recording. See,
There you
so we just watched the season 2 premiere of the Mandalorian.
Premiere. You
Oh, I mean the premiere
the
of the
trailer.
trailer premiere. Yeah, they did troll us once that we fell for. They rickrolled us.
Oh my gosh, they rickrolled us.
They rickrolled us hard.
But that wasn't even the worst part. You rickrolled me. No.
That is true. I did rickroll you because somebody else had to feel my pain, and unfortunately that was George because he was the only one awake at the time. I couldn't text anybody else to make them feel my pain. But, honestly, it was worth the wait because this trailer, oh my goodness, okay, so let me just start off by saying, people were saying that all these rumors that we were going to get a trailer this fall and Disney was going to release Mandalorian in October. And I was like, what clickbait BS are you guys talking about? They probably haven't filmed it yet because of COVID. I doubt, we're going to get season 2 this quickly. And lo and behold, I guess all those stories were right. And, it dropped. And it was, well, considering how low it has been on my excitement level of things that are releasing, this is probably, up there on the best trailers I've seen besides Dune. No, Tenet's trailer was really good too. I can't see that. Which the movie was, that's a whole nother story. We don't have to talk about it.
I liked it.
No, I liked it too, but it just wasn't, yeah, it doesn't matter. But, this trailer, oh my gosh, I was blown away because if you remember in season 1, they talked about, hey, you need to take this baby Yoda.
Baby's your responsibility.
Your
now.
responsibility. Yeah. You got to find its people, and that's where it ended off. And you're kind of like, wait, are they talking about the Yoda species or the Jedi's? Because I'm not really sure what they meant by that.
True.
Or both. I don't know.
But it seems like they clarified it in this trailer.
Very much so. If you haven't seen the trailer, come back and watch it. It's like a 2-minute trailer. Don't let me spoil it for you guys.
No.
Just go watch it. Okay, so for all of those who have seen it or just don't care, I don't feel so bad. So, first scene is he's looking for these mystical people who he heard about legends about, right? The Jedi's. But he has no idea who they are. He said that they're mystical sorcerers or something like
sorcerers,
that?
Yeah.
Sorcerers, yeah. So he kind of has an idea of who they are, but not really. These people with these, magical powers, I guess. So he's heard of them. I'm sure most people in that galaxy have heard of a Jedi. Probably not to the point when, during the Clone Wars, when there were, a billion of them and doing all kinds of stuff. No, we're in a point where it's been, over 100 years, and nobody really knows or what's going on with the Jedis now. So, not as... the Jedis aren't as important as they used to be. Long story short,
such a bummer.
But you can tell, there's more going on between all that and the different storylines. And I did appreciate them just kind of making it very clear, hey, he's looking for Jedis. And then, of course, if he's looking for the Jedis, then you're going to have some X-Wing battles going on and stormtroopers, and that was also very present. So that got me hyped. And this whole trailer was just really exciting to watch. I got my Mandalorian shirt. I don't know if you can see it depending on where the camera is, but I am wearing my Mandalorian shirt that I got it as a birthday gift last year because everybody knows I do love me some Mandy. This is the way to my shirt, is what I would like to say. So let me throw it over to you. What are your thoughts on the trailer? These are mine.
All right. Well, it is extremely exciting.
Yes.
I am super hyped about it because I have waited a whole year now or something.
I think it's close to a year. Yeah.
For this to come out, and I'm really happy about it, and it looks like from the trailer, some of the different shots. I mean, it looks like it's gonna be we're talking at least as good as Rogue One. In quality.
I would say better than Rogue One.
Yeah, probably.
I could be wrong.
Probably better, but it looks like at least as good as for graphics and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So
the graphics in season 1 were pretty damn.
They were pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
but they
what
weren't.
we
They weren't like insanely good. I
right.
think they were still kind of testing it out, seeing how many people were really interested in it, and then, wow, they found a following.
Well, they said that this trailer broke what 4 million views in 1 hour. Understandable. Everybody want to see Baby Yoda.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
blame them. If I'm locked in and into quarantine, I expect my Baby Yoda to be delivered ASAP. That's all I'm gonna say. I need my Baby Yoda in my life.
so
You know?
Amazon, you better get those packages moving. No.
So yeah, I mean, it had great scenery. I loved seeing X-wings. I love seeing stormtroopers. I love the end. I forgot what the arrows are called. They're like these little arrows that he shoots. Star something. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly.
Somebody can comment and tell me how I'm not an idiot for not knowing Star Wars. But it it was he gets them out and you can tell he's about to use it, and the Baby Yoda looks at it and he's like, "I'm out," and then shuts the hatches himself up because he knows what's about to go down. And he's like, "I don't need to see this." Oh man, that was so good. That was probably my favorite part of the entire trailer, was just seeing that. And I guess with the trailer, they also confirmed a lot of things. So Star Wars, the website, you can go to starwars.com. I know many of you don't know it exists, but there is an official Star Wars website. It is called starwars.com. What an original name. They did make promises that Ahsoka will be this season. Ahsoka live action will Ahsoka. What's her name?
Ahsoka Tano.
Who's played by Rosario Dawson. She's not in the trailer, and
I thought you meant it. You were wondering what Ahsoka's name was, and I'm like, you don't know this?
No, I was just I was like, what? Am I saying it right? Because I don't usually go around saying Ahsoka all the time. I'm like, is that her name? I can't remember. But yeah, they did confirm that she is in this season of Mandalorian. So,
but it didn't look like she was in the trailer. It looked like they were trying to like almost make it look like her. And, like, I was almost expecting that to have been her. But then I was, like, getting a closer look, and I'm like, oh, no.
Well, that's another character. That's what people said. Is like, was that Ahsoka? Was that Rosario Dawson? No, that's Sasha Banks from WWE. She's playing a bounty hunter this season, and that's who that was. I have no idea.
Gosh.
I have no idea who Sasha Banks is. Everybody's telling me she's a wrestler. If you watch wrestling, I guess that's a big deal, because she's really famous, like The Rock, when he in his like power. She's supposed to be like a very popular character in the WWE world. So I have no idea. She's if you watch WWE, you can tell me why she's the greatest things to ever happen. So because I have no clue. But yeah, she's in it. She's playing. That's who the shot was of. And either she's a Jedi or a bounty hunter. They're kind of keeping it under wraps. I feel like
I felt like they were hinting towards Jedi.
I think so too.
Just because of the fact that like they said they're literally saying like sorceress, and then like they show her disappear.
So you think she's playing a Jedi then?
So I think she's a Jedi. I'm hoping she's a Jedi at least.
Yeah, right, exactly. And then
because that would just be badass.
And then what I really enjoyed about and here's the thing. Speaking of Ahsoka, I would have to say, don't get your hopes up, because if they're not showing her in the trailer, she might pull a Luke Skywalker from Force Awakens. She might only be in it for 2 minutes. I could be wrong. She could be in it for an episode. She could be in it for 2 episodes. She could be in it for all episodes. I have no idea. But from my inkling of just seeing this trailer, it's making it kind of obvious she's not a big part of Mandalorian Season 2. Yeah. So we don't really know how that's going to line up. If you're walking into this season going like, oh, we're going to see Ahsoka, like, every season there's going to be Jedis everywhere and lightsaber battles, just
Definitely not. There's going to be Baby Yoda everywhere, but no.
No, and there should always be a Baby Yoda everywhere, as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely.
But yeah, like, I mean, I do think that world is opening up. The Jedis, the Stormtroopers, the Galactic Empire versus the light side versus the dark side. I feel like this is going to be the season to really go deeper compared to the first season, and it's going to light up more with the Clone Wars and Rebels and a lot of other things that
which is awesome.
We haven't, yeah, because what's his name, the black guy at the end, he had like that sword, and he was playing that character from Attack of the Clones or whatever, Rebels or whatever. He has the sword, the light up sword. He's in Rebels.
Yeah, I know.
I just forgot his name, but he's, that was like a huge hint. Like, no, this is
Well,
extremely
he was
tied up.
yeah he was in Attack of the Clones and in Rebels, and well, was that actually the same character though,
Yeah.
or that was? So
Yes.
he suddenly joined the Empire. Oh, you're right. He had joined the Empire even in, I think even in Rebels he was with the Empire. So yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Right, because he was the one who was eventually on the trail for the Baby Yoda and to capture it for the Empire, right? So
Yeah.
it makes sense. So I mean, it's definitely, you can tell they're tying up a lot of characters from, from Clone Wars, from Rebels, and a lot more characters are going to be jumping in, like Ahsoka and other characters and things like that. So I mean, it's all good news if you're a Star Wars fan. If you've been reading those books, watching those cartoons, and the comics and all of that stuff, this is an exciting time to be a Mandalorian fan. I feel like, because that is what they are working hard towards, is bringing Attack of the Clones, Rebels type characters and storylines into live action setting, which we saw in Rogue One also, right? Because so like in Rogue One, they had the main actor, the African American, who's in charge of the girl. He's the character from Rebels, right? He was older, of course, in Rogue One.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So he, there was a tie-in even in the movies that they were connecting a lot to the animated TV shows and stuff. So yeah, I mean, this is all good news. I mean, I'm not. I mean, like, look. Here's the thing. Like, there's only one thing I really enjoy, and if you put this, two things. One, Baby Yoda. Two, I feel like somebody's gonna tag me in Baby Yoda for saying, I probably said it like 30 times. And two, X-wing. You put X-wings in any form, I'm gonna get all giddy. You're gonna have my focus. That's gonna make Star Wars look great for me. I love X-wings. I love X-wing battles. I love seeing X-wing or the Millennium Falcon. X-wings and Millennium Falcon are pretty much the thing to go to in my world of what excites me in Star Wars. And we got X-wings. We got stormtroopers. They're in some form of Empire spaceship building thing.
Something, yeah.
Something, which is always good.
Speaking of which, I was kind of excited that they have a new design for the TIE fighters.
Do they?
Yeah, they have folding wings, which I wonder why they didn't have that before. But they have it now, which is kind of cool.
Okay, how do they fold? What
They basically end up almost like, so they're out like this normally.
Okay.
And then they went and just like closed like that.
No, that was in the
which
movies.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, that was.
Maybe it was in the newer movies.
It's in the Disney movies for sure.
Well, yeah, in the Disney ones, but I didn't remember seeing that anywhere else.
Not in the
that
prequels. I don't think they're in the prequels, and definitely don't think it's in the original trilogy. But I did see them somewhere, whether it's Solo, Rogue One, or the Disney sequels. I did see it.
But I'm wondering if that kind of gives us a bit of a timeline. Because I thought I remember in Rebels where they actually were designing a TIE fighter that did that. Or no, that was like a 3-wing TIE fighter. Never mind.
It's been confirmed that this is after Return of the Jedi, but before The Force Awakens, right? So we're in that 20, 30 year gap, 30, 40 year gap where The Mandalorian's taking place.
Oh.
So, I mean, if they are like that in the Disney movies, in the sequels, with Rey, Finn, and Poe, then that means that, that should line up.
Okay.
Because if it's right before Force Awakens, Force Awakens, the opening is when Kylo Ren puts his ship down and it folds in the desert, in the opening scene.
But I thought that was one of the larger ships.
Oh, was it?
I thought.
Something
I can't
folded.
remember.
It doesn't matter.
Whatever.
But you're right. Like, it is. I do think I've seen it somewhere. I just don't remember where.
And you know what? I don't know why I didn't realize this in the previous Mandalorian season, but I just realized how close the Mandalorian's craft looks like to Firefly.
Well, yeah.
And I don't know why I never realized that before.
Well, Firefly kind of took in concepts from Star Wars and Star Trek, and then just kind of made it into a Western.
Which is really strange.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. Hey, you want to take those designs and those concepts and give us a new story? By all means, you, sir, should do that. But yeah, you're right. It does look very similar to Serenity. The ship Serenity, right?
Yep.
But that looked like from Rebels, too. I remember watching Rebels and thinking that looks very similar to the ship in Rebels.
Man, I guess I can't remember Rebels good enough to remember the ships in it.
Which is weird because I like Rebels way more than Attack of the Clones.
I don't know.
Because I think it's darker.
I did like the darker aspects of it.
Except for the last season, that was way darker than Rebels. We got like the finale of Attack of the Clones.
Yeah,
finally,
that was...
Which was
wow.
really surprisingly very good. That nobody expected to be that good.
Yeah,
or if we
that's
were ever
true.
going to get it. But we did.
That was pretty awesome.
So it sounds like it's going to be more of Baby Yoda, Mando, and I don't think we're going to go too far deep like we did. They were trying to do like a whole mystery thing with Mandalorian, or the Mando character.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we're going to get that much. He was a kid who was raised by the Mandalorians, and he became one of them, and now he's a bounty hunter who's in charge of this Baby Yoda. I don't think
and
we need...
about to attack Wonder Woman? No, I'm
Oh, that's true. That is the same actor.
Sorry.
Have you seen Game of Thrones?
No.
Oh, okay. Because that's where he exploded from. He had one of the best scenes in the entire Game of Thrones series, so I think that's where he started from. But yeah, he is like the president or something in Wonder Woman 2, 1984, which is really funny. Because when I tell people that are like, wait, who is that? It's like, that's Mandalorian. He's Mandalorian.
And nobody knows because
And nobody
never see it
knows,
because
yeah.
that is the way.
That is true. I do think that... What was I saying? Oh, gosh, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, we're not going to get a lot of Mandalorian background. And we're probably going to be more towards Baby Yoda and what's, like, his background or where he came from, maybe. Or, like, more of, like, him trying to figure out if he can trust the Jedis to take care of Baby Yoda. Because for all we know, he might think they want to experiment or kill him or something, right? So he doesn't know if they're good guys or not. Which I think Ahsoka should have a huge part on. I hope she's in it.
It's so
more
weird.
Than just...
It's so weird to think of him as like a 40 or 50-year-old baby.
Who?
I mean, that Baby Yoda.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because Yoda is what, 500,
well,
600 years old? And,
so
yeah.
Baby Yoda is like, I mean, Baby Yoda is, if I recall, like 40 or 50 years old, but like he's still a baby. It's just so weird.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Right.
So weird. Such
Different time.
Such an old baby.
Such an old baby. By the time it gets teenagers, everybody that it knew as a baby were all like dead and far gone.
Yeah.
Have you read the books for like the original Yoda?
No.
Okay, because those, if they ever do like a young Yoda movie, I'm all for that, because young Yoda was kind of a badass.
Well, I mean, old Yoda's a badass, so I can only
True.
imagine what young Yoda was like.
Yeah, it was like Anakin times 100. Like, just...
Yeah.
He took names. He did things, and he took names, and he made sure you knew his name.
Wow.
And then, like, but we're talking 500 years in the past, or probably not. But, like, 100 years or so, like, when he was alive, oh my gosh, yeah. Like, he was going around doing all kinds of crazy things in the books. So I hope we get some form of Yoda in some way down the road where we go more into the Yoda's history. But
that'd be awesome.
I don't think it's happening anytime soon, because they got other things.
No, because they got Obi-Wan coming back, and I'm all for that.
Can I just say, Ewan McGregor is basically like a gift for all of us. Cause
yes.
I just love Ewan McGregor. I really could watch him in basically anything and be completely satisfied. He's such an underrated actor, and I don't know why. He's really not. I mean, he was in Dr. Sleep and he was good. But what I mean is, like, he's not always in, like, big, like, Hollywood-esque, like, blockbusters. He's not like The Rock or, Robert Downey Jr.
True.
Even though he was part of a big movie franchise, like, Star Wars. And that's where he got his start from. But yeah, I think that the Obi-Wan show, I mean, what somebody said earlier, like, they were like, we should have the original story where Obi-Wan meets up at Darth Maul, and they have this epic battle from Attack of the Clones in live action form, where he eventually kills Darth Maul for... Because doesn't Obi-Wan get married and has a child, and Darth Maul kills that princess? Because that's what happened, if I remember correctly, in Attack of the Clones or something,
in Attack of the Clones, they had a previous... Like, him and this princess had a relationship in the past.
Yeah.
But I don't remember anything about a kid.
Okay, so maybe
I
I'm
just
remembering it
know
wrong.
that yes, she does get killed by Darth Maul
Okay.
because that's the only way to hurt Obi-Wan. It's the only possible way. I mean, he
You
could.
killed my master. I cut you in half. I killed the woman you love. Now I'm coming back for you.
Yeah.
It's like basically the Darth Maul Obi-Wan is basically the biggest like epic battle in Star Wars. It's a battle
Yeah.
that you always want to see come back, and you want those characters to basically fight in the most epic way possible. So if we're gonna get Darth Maul finally dying, which I think that's where they're heading towards with Obi-Wan, I want the last battle in the TV show to be just like straight up bonkers. Like we're talking Anakin versus Obi-Wan in
Like this better be as
Revenge of
good.
the Sith.
Yes, this better be as good as it was in those. Like
Yeah.
like the sword the saber fighting.
Yeah.
It better be as good as it was in the prequels.
Right.
Because honestly, that was like the highest point of the saber fighting was in the prequels. Everybody has trashed what's going on in
The Disney movies?
The Disney movies
I don't
because
know. I mean, I wouldn't say that much. I mean, like
they
we
weren't
did get some epic like saber battles between Kylo and Rey in the last one on the water ship and planet.
No, that was terrible.
You didn't like
the
it?
good
Okay.
one, the good one was actually like the one that was actually a little bit better than that was actually when the two of them were fighting together in the second one.
Oh, the red room, the red throne
Yep.
throne room. Oh
Yep.
yeah.
That was a kind of epic battle, but still they had nowhere close to the speed of Anakin or Obi-Wan when they were doing that. So I'm really hoping to see that speed come back. Because it was absolutely amazing. I saw this video that compared like the different saber battles,
Oh really?
and yeah, those like that one on the water is one of the slowest saber battles ever.
Well, that's because of the water and like the battle on a ship,
not
right?
entirely. There's
Just
I
some-
mean, they're kind of like taking it slow, but
I did like the team up between Kylo and Rey again, to bring down the Sith Lord.
yeah.
Even though it was
Even though
very
everybody-
repetitive.
Even though everybody hated it on it and all that, I still thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah, like I mean, having all those clones in the
And I understand that having the Emperor come back was really kind of weird.
and that's what I think. I think they should have saved Snoke, and I think it wasn't. I mean, it was Ryan Johnson's fault. But when you tell Ryan Johnson, you can do whatever you like, and we'll figure out the third one, he's gonna kill Snoke. Unless you tell him, don't kill Snoke. you
Yeah.
know. So people are like, oh, Ryan Johnson doesn't respect JJ. Well, JJ and Disney could have just been like, we're trying to save this moment for the last movie. Please don't jump the gun. And I think Ryan Johnson would be like, cool, yeah, like I'll keep him alive, and whatever. But they didn't do that. So if I was directing the sequel to Force Awakens and everybody told me like this is the only Star Wars movie I get to make, I'm gonna be like, I'm having Rey and Kylo beat the shit out of Snoke and kill him, and then have this epic fight. Because why not would I do that?
Exactly.
Like, there's no
Exactly.
reason not to, because nobody's telling me anything.
Like that throne room battle would have been perfect
For the last
one.
movie.
Yeah.
But if, like, if they're not...
You had to bring the Emperor back because Snoke was dead.
Yeah, because nobody stopped him. Nobody said, hey, like, we're not going to do that. They let him film it. They let him do it. And everybody and their mother was well aware that this Ryan Johnson wasn't, like, hiding that fight, like, with Snoke and Rey in the back room where Disney producers can't see it. Everybody was aware. Well, that's why when people, like, blame Ryan Johnson, I'm like, what would you have done if they told you you can do whatever you want? You'd be like, I'm gonna murder Snoke.
True.
I mean, like, any of us would be like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if Rey and Kylo realize they can't defeat him by themselves, and so they work together to break down his, like, super epic throne room guards and then kill Snoke? Of course!
Honestly, the guards were almost better than Snoke was.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
but what I'm saying is, like, well, Snoke
they just
trusted.
weren't as...
Snoke,
Yeah, they weren't as skilled with the Force. That's what it was.
No, but and
Do
again,
they have the Force? I'm trying to remember, because I know like in in Rebels, if I recall, they have the Force.
Right.
But I don't remember them having the Force in The Last Jedi.
Yeah, they did. Read them out.
I don't remember
The Last Jedi?
red.
The Last Jedi, the one with Darth Vader and Luke team up to bring down the Sith. Is
No,
that
The
the one?
Last Jedi.
That's
The Last Jedi was the second of
No.
the last ones.
So it's
No.
Star Wars: A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, The Last Jedi.
Fudge. Okay.
I was
hold
so
up.
confused. Okay, explain the scene.
What was the second?
Empire Strikes Back.
No, Disney.
Oh, yeah. Oh shit. Maybe you're right.
I thought it was The Last Jedi. Revenge of the Sith was the other one.
my God.
I was gonna say, man, you had me like
No,
thrown
you
for a
had
loop.
me because the name The Last Jedi and The Return of the Jedi are so
Okay,
similar.
okay.
It
Let me just say
confuses
this.
me.
I sent him a video. Do you remember that video? I sent you a video at one point. I'm like positive I sent it.
Okay.
That, I think. Where basically they had the way the name should have been.
Of
And
the
if I recall, they
Yeah.
actually had The Last Jedi at that point.
of Return of the Jedi, which should have been The Last Jedi.
No, Revenge of the Sith was The Last Jedi, if I recall.
Oh, like the names are weird. They're
Yeah.
not, yeah. I do.
So like the names, the names for Star Wars, they were all just
like everywhere.
kind of everywhere.
Besides Force Awakens and A New Hope are the only ones that make sense.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, Empire Strikes Back should have been Revenge of the Sith.
Well, I think actually A New Hope, that one was, I think he in that one thing, I think he swapped that around.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So basically, A New Hope was, The Force Awakens.
Okay.
And The Force Awakens was A New Hope because Rey was there, which would have made a whole lot more sense. Like, holy crap, that would have been awesome. So
Yeah, because The Force Awakens with Luke.
yeah, it would have literally been kind of like The Force Awakens, like him and Obi-Wan come out and start using the Force again, you know? Like, that would have been so cool. Oh my gosh. Disney, please check out that guy's video.
I mean, there's nothing they can do about it now. It's
Well,
too
yeah,
late.
but, you know.
but it does make sense. Yeah, because to me, like, the name The Last Jedi and Return of the Jedi are so...
You would have thought The Last Jedi would have been the last of something.
Right.
One of the three. One of
Right.
the trilogies.
Well, The
And
Last Jedi is Luke, technically.
Exactly.
Because he's the only one left alive
That's
of
true.
that era. Because Yoda's dead. Obi-Wan's dead.
What was episode 3? I'm trying to remember.
Revenge of the Sith.
No.
Oh, no. For the new one.
The prequels.
Of the prequel? Yeah, Revenge of the Sith.
No.
Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, Revenge of the Sith. Which
of the Sith,
actually, if I recall, he ends up in that one video. I think he ends up swapping that around too. Like he moved, I think he moved Revenge of the Sith to the Rise of Skywalker, or maybe that was what it was. He might have had Rise of Skywalker as when Luke comes back instead of A New Hope. I can't remember.
I don't
Because
know.
maybe he had The Phantom Menace was A New Hope instead.
Right.
I don't remember. I don't remember. He had a great way of doing it. Honestly, there's so many different ways you could do it that would make more sense.
Than that, right?
Yeah.
I do think that a lot of people forget that, that the names are more of what sounds cool than the movie itself. Like the movie, what was the last Star Wars movie called? I can't even remember right now.
It was Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker, but Rise of Skywalker died.
Exactly. They're literally the last.
But she takes the name Skywalker, so I guess.
She stole it.
Well, did you see the bombshell report that what is it called? Oh, yeah. So the original story, before Disney freaked out, that Rey was told, and everybody in the room knew, that she was Obi-Wan. She was Obi-Wan, Kenobi's daughter. Which was the connection to the princess.
That would have made so much more sense.
Did you watch the video? I was so pissed off.
No.
I was like, Disney, what the F? Because,
That would have
honestly,
been so cool.
because it makes complete sense.
Can you
Obi-Wan
imagine?
And this princess
Can you
got
imagine
down
that
to
would have made
business.
that would have made even more sense with
Yes.
this thing that's coming
And
up
even-
with the series.
Oh, yeah, well,
That
okay,
would have made
so
a heck of a lot more
let me
sense.
tell you how great that would have been. You were gonna get a bombshell report that Obi-Wan was gonna be in the last movie because he was gonna say, "Hey, like I'm really sorry, but you're my reincarnation or daughter or whatever." She was a Kenobi. That's all we know. So she could be reincarnation. It could have been his daughter, but they would have had that moment, and Ewan McGregor would have appeared as a ghost, as Obi-Wan. But then Disney got scared because of all the hate about Last Jedi, and they just scrapped everything and told JJ to just make a, like, to save money. They're like, screw the story. Let's just make a movie that's safe.
I do have to admit, I had one of those shower thoughts about about this, and I was thinking about it. I was like, why is it that all of the ships in Star Wars
Yeah.
jump to hyperspace, right? They travel who knows how far. And there's not really, as far as I know, there's not really like actual like lanes for it in space.
Well, hyperspace is not actually.
So basically, it's supposed to be a wormhole, right?
Yeah, you're not in
So-
space, so you
so
can go
let
through
me
a
get
planet,
this-
the
let-
sun, the
Let me get
stars.
this straight. In this, then why is it that when she makes the jump to hyperspace and hits the other craft, like the Snoke's craft, how did that happen? If hyperspace is completely different
Well,
than
that's
an
one
actual
of the
movement.
well, one of the flaws of the Disney movies, and there's a lot.
Was that?
I mean, just like when you look at the opening of The Last Jedi's, when the bombs fell like Pearl Harbor style onto ship, like they don't go down. There's no gravity.
Yeah.
They would just float away. But again, there's no fire and explosions in space and laser beams either. So, all of this is kind of fantasy. But the fantasy does need to have some form of like.
I mean, you can have
These are-
explosions in space, but they're not going to be the same.
No, they can't be any explosions in space because there's no oxygen, so nothing would explode.
Well, if you have
You could
oxygen
crash.
supplied, yeah, then you can explode. You can have
Oh,
things.
like inside it could explode, but not outside. I meant
Exactly.
like just like fires and explosions.
Oh yeah, no,
outside.
you're not gonna see like
Yeah,
vessels
that's-
on fire in space.
That's kind of
not-
where I was going at. But you're right. Yeah,
inside it
sure.
there'll be stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, like let's blow things up and have no oxygens where just parts flying around. Go crazy. But we know that can't happen because it just doesn't look that exciting. But to call it fantasy space opera, you have to have non-scientific stuff, which is fine, and their excuse as to
But
why.
they went real unscientific.
Yeah, but like again, can you turn off your brain and just enjoy a movie? I can. It doesn't bother me. She flew into the ship. There was no sound, and
It was cool.
it looked really cool, and just split everything up, and it was awesome.
It was like, wow, that must take a lot of fuel to jump to hyperspace.
And somebody was like, all they had to do was go on a suicide mission on Death Star, and that would have been that.
Yeah.
Just take giant ships and make them go light speed into the Death Star. And unless you have S.H.I.E.L.D., which they clearly don't,
Yeah.
then there's no point of like trying to protect anything because there's no shield like Star Trek, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, like, yeah, I don't have a problem with it, but if I think about it too much, I'm like, that doesn't make sense. You're right. So,
Yeah.
anyways, long story short, I think we talked.
Mandalorian's awesome.
Yeah, we should do like an episode by episode review. I feel like this is the one where I feel like we need to do one episode reviews.
I think we could do it.
Because there's only like 10 episodes.
Yeah.
We do like
Something
one
like that.
episode. I haven't talked to Shannon. She might not want to join us. For all I know.
But, yeah,
she might. She might not.
She
be that
might.
busy.
She might not. That's all
But
right.
but this is the one where I'm like, we could zoom it up. We could just literally just zoom it up and just like set it up, do our like 20-30 minute review, and then call it. Excuse me, and call it a day. Because then everybody gets our first impressions of reviews.
Yeah, it could work.
All right. Well, we're gonna be watching. I'm sorry. We're really reviewing. What are we reviewing this Sunday? Crap.
Have we figured out?
Cuties.
Oh yeah, we're doing that because that is extremely controversial.
I just
and
want
so
to rip
watch
off.
out. This is gonna be so interesting. This is gonna be very. This might be our best, most action-packed, spiced up, explosive review yet. So
I'm gonna.
so hang in there, everybody.
I'm gonna push the light speed hyperspace button on Netflix and crash through Netflix.
All right.
But like I do think At this point, I just want to get it over with. We've been talking about this movie for a week.
We have been.
I'm like, I really don't want to keep talking.
It's like
just
every
so controversial.
Every single night we're talking about it.
I know. Can we just review it and call it a day?
Just get it over with.
But we're also
I want to move on with my life.
Speaking of moving on with your life, Lovecraft. What is it called? Oh gosh.
Lovecraft County.
Lovecraft County is freaking fantastic. It's I'm 2 episodes in, and it's already better than, like, Umbrella Academy. It's better than Stranger Things. It is.
No way.
I love it. It hits that certain.
Wow.
It hits that certain type of. Did you see Just Mercy?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Oh yeah.
Did you like the racial tension and story?
Yeah.
Okay, now imagine horror monsters in Just Mercy with the same story.
I don't know how I'd feel about that.
Right? Right?
Well, I'm not sure I would like that at all.
Oh, but see the thing, it's so well done that you're like, why is this working? You literally question everything while you watch it because it is no holds bar, one of the most original. Like it's Lovecraft. Like you have there's all kinds of creatures and monsters from H.P. Lovecraft, and it's based on a book about these slave owners that H.P. Lovecraft actually wrote, and he did, just for all you sensitive people, he uses the N-word a lot throughout the book, and in that book is a story of these African Americans who have to like battle these monsters in this wild west slave time, or kind of.
Wow.
It is so original, and they're not even using exactly the book. They have ideas from the book, and they kind of do their own thing because that's not what they wanted to do, and it totally works. It's not during slave time; it's instead in segregation time, and not like slave time. Though there is a movie I've seen where like some time travel takes place with like horror material.
That's actually a movie that's supposed to be coming out, right? With it's one. I think it's a Jordan Peele movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which also looks really good. Like
Yeah.
I'm actually loving this weird like racism movies from Jordan Peele, and then I realized Jordan Peele is a huge like writer and producer of Lovecraft
Yep.
Country with J.J. Abrams. I mean, it's really fantastic. I would say it's better than Get Out. It's better than Us. And those.
What about Super 8?
Super 8's different because again, I would compare Super 8 to like E.T. or like The Goonies. Or something like Stranger Things.
Well, I'm just saying, just because J.J. Abrams also thrown into this mix.
Right.
So, like, I'm trying to, like, compare movies with J.J. Abrams and movies with Jordan Peele. And, like, see, like...
I think this is what you would
on
get.
a spectrum.
I think this is exactly what you would get.
That sounds awesome. That honestly
is.
sounds awesome. Does it have, like, some of the monster characteristics, you would say, and, like, suspense of...
The mystery is great. It feels like a rich, alive time and like town, and like you feel like you're pulled into this place that is like right in the middle of like segregation during Martin Luther King, Malcolm X times. You're in this setting, but at the same time in this setting you also have a horror aspect, and you didn't know you wanted it, but then you got it and you're like, this is amazing. This is absolutely fantastic. I think this is a breakout hit. I think it's gosh, like I'm trying to think what else was like huge, like Stranger Things maybe, something that just kind of like came out of nowhere and kind of became a phenomenon. This show deserves that, and the characters are well developed. They have really good stories. You get how I was joking with them because he's like, sometimes when I watch TV shows, like I'm like playing on my phone or playing video games, and I'm like, I tried to do that with this show, and you're like, I will miss something. Like, it is so well crafted and really made, and I'm only 2 episodes in, but I'm already like, oh my god. Like, the whole time I just kept saying, like, this is so original. This is what we live for as film and movie and TV show critics, is like something like this. So I would say I would hope you just go home and watch it, because I think you're going to be blown away.
Well, I don't know. I was hoping to do some gaming tonight.
But yeah, like we'll do that review on Sunday with Cuties. I feel like we were supposed to do another movie.
We might. I don't know. We have to
like think about that.
Yeah.
What sucks is I was looking forward to Wonder Woman because it's coming out in October, and now they moved it to December.
Yeah.
But here's the problem with that. Dune was supposed to come out in December. Are they shifting like schedules because of the COVID? That we're not getting Dune in December? Cause stop! Move everything around. Cancel everything. Just keep Dune. For the love of God, I just want to watch Dune. That's my only reason to.
We had to wait so long for Tenet.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, this is.
In a lot of ways, like I did enjoy Tenet, but it was a huge letdown in different ways for me. Not in the same like. It was a good movie, and I definitely appreciate it, but like Christopher Nolan and his stupid like not being able to hear dialogue is just he's gotten overboard and getting worse. Some people like it, I get it. Like not everybody like JJ had the lens glare every 5 seconds for like 20 of his movies before we were like stop doing lens glares, and JJ's like okay, I'll stop doing lens glares.
Oh my god.
Do you remember that?
No.
Like every movie was a lens glare. Super 8, Star Trek, yeah, like literally Mission Impossible. Every movie he directed for like 10 years, there was just lens glare everywhere. And he was like, it's so stylish and cool. I'm JJ, I love lens glare. And then Christopher Nolan comes out, oh my gosh, Bane, you can't understand what he's saying. I'm going to make everything that's going to be like where you can't hear what people are saying. I just feel like that's what's happening.
He made it like real volume though. I gotta respect that. It's like you actually, like the
But
fact that,
yeah.
like I'm kind of like at that point where I've been watching so many movies that like the dialogue is nearly sickening. So so I do appreciate the fact that you tried to actually make it sound like it actually would sound, which that's kind of cool in my opinion. But cuz like I remember that with Dunkirk. Like it feels like I mean the explosions. It was sort of like it was kind of similar to that in 1917, if you recall, where basically it's like you could barely hear them because
I heard everything in 1917. There was never a point where I was like, what are they saying? Not even once.
That's because they were yelling. So,
yeah.
anyways.
I mean, when you tell a story, you're telling a story, and you have to.
It was still good volume balance, though, on that.
Yeah.
Like, it was basically almost like the actual sound would be.
Well, it's one of the reasons I actually didn't like, excuse me, Dunkirk, because Dunkirk
was traumatizing.
No, it wasn't traumatizing. It just a lot of the aerial battles were like
That's
on your left, on your right, like that's all you heard for like 20 minutes.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, but again, that's not good storytelling. I mean, that's not, you have to do something to direct the audience on what is being shown at a certain point. You can't just leave them, just in the middle, like, oh, we're not going to tell you. This is just what's happening. Like, well,
see, I feel like, for me, that makes it more immersive. Like, I feel like I need to go and watch it again because of it.
Well, that's
like,
true.
I feel like,
I just want subtitles. I don't want to see it in theaters.
Oh.
I just want to turn on subtitles. Like, oh, that's what they were saying.
I like movies that I can't understand the first time around.
Wait, really?
Yes. Yes, those are like the movies I obsess about. Are like the ones that, it's like you gotta watch them multiple times because you might not either be smart enough to get it all or you just, there's something in it that you just have to put more effort into understanding.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, well, we're going to head out. We could probably talk about movies like 4 hours
of course.
straight.
We always do.
So we're going to stop. But yeah, look out for a review for Lovecraft Country and Cuties. And yeah, give us more suggestions.
And hopefully Mandalorian.
We did. People said to go see Copperfield, but it's not playing anywhere. I got 3 emails saying the David Copperfield movie with...
it looks good.
No, it looks great.
I love the look of it. And
the one Shannon was talking
about. Story.
Yeah. I want to see them. I was thinking, like, I thought all the theaters were going to open. So I was, like, ready to go to the movie theater.
Me too.
And now we're like, oh, no. Nothing's opening.
Darn state. Okay.
Yeah. So I hope they do open, but until then, we'll just continue to do Netflix and...
and chill. No.
We'll watch more Cuties.
No. I can't handle Cuties.
All right, now that I've traumatized George, bye guys. Take care.